everyone, welcome along. Today we're going to be making some fruit snacks that are great to have as a little nibble for your kids in the afternoon or in the morning when they're just looking for that little something extra. And we're going to be incorporating some learning ideas of counting colours, shapes, sizes. We're really fortunate in Australia to have the availability of great quality fruits. Of course, it's best to buy in season for quality and price. It's lovely to see at the moment that we have lots of fresh strawberries coming on sale at a really reasonable price. Our berries are coming on and our tropical fruits are almost here. I'm going to show you some quick and easy ideas to make some fun fruit skewers, and of course things like that are always better with a dip, so I've got two versions of a yummy dip to throw in with those as well. So to make the skewers, you can really use any sorts of fruit that you might have available or something you found as a bargain in the supermarket or at your fruit store. Some skewers, doesn't matter if they're the long ones or the short ones. We'll also need a knife. Now I know that cutting is probably something that you don't let your children do, but under guidance if you're feeling confident. Otherwise you might like to do the slicing. We're also going to be using some cookie cutters. Doesn't really matter what shape. I've got stars and hearts today. For our dips, we'll be using some yogurt. I've got a great natural Greek yogurt and some honey, fresh from the hive. Also, just a little dash of cinnamon if you like. Also, some jelly crystals. I've got the no sugar version here, but you can use whatever you have. Of course, you could also just use the plain yogurt. Let's get started on the fruit skewers. I'm going to show you a couple of versions. Here's a great favorite. I think it looks like a little bit like a magic wand. We've got blueberries and some watermelon. Now for the kids, a great way, a really great fine motor activity is of course threading those blueberries onto the skewers. Just really can get the container open. Here we go. So at this point, practicing those fine motor skills of threading them on. We can also be talking about counting. You might say, let's add 5 blueberries to the skewer. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You might also talk about the different sizes. We can talk about the shapes, the colors. Lots of opportunity for some learning extensions there. Now, I've made the watermelon, cut the watermelon into star shapes. Simply slicing the watermelon into not too thick size slice and using the cookie cutter just to push through. This is something that kids will have lots of fun doing. It's an easy task and it just makes it a little bit more special to have that extra shape. Easy to do, fun for the kids to help with, and also really tasty and a fun way to eat them. Do as many of those as you like. Of course, you can use whatever variety of fruits you like. I've added some raspberries and mandarin. I've added again blueberries, and I've cut my strawberries into some heart shapes with my little heart cutter. Of course, if you don't have the cookie cutters, you can simply cut your fruit into whatever shapes you might like and simply add those to the skewers. Don't fear, we're not going to waste any of the cut out pieces. As we know, mums always get the leftovers, so anything that's left over from cutting out, simply cut them into smaller pieces and it's a great start to a fruit salad. Now we've got the skewers ready, let's have a look at the yummy dips that we can add just to make it a little bit more interesting, and of course to add in another one of those food groups. Using your yogurt into a small bowl, just add some of your yogurt in. Now the first one I'm going to show you is a lovely honey one. So some fresh honey, adding in, I can just pour in just a little bit of honey, not too much. Finishing that off. Give it a nice stir. Also adds a nice natural sweetness to it. We all know that the kids love a little bit of extra sweet. A little sprinkle of cinnamon, just to add a little bit of a spicy flavour there, or a bit of an extra kick. Perhaps not quite that much. Won't hurt. Make sure you've got that all stirred in. Looking good. I always like to add just a nice little drizzle of fresh honey on the top, just to give it that nice luscious look. Okay, so there's one ready to go with our skewers. The next one's another fun one. Again, just gives it that extra little sweet flavour, and it's using some jelly crystals. You might like to do this a little bit ahead of time, just to give the jelly crystals time to be absorbed into the yogurt. It changes the consistency a little bit, and of course adds a yummy flavour. I'm using some strawberry jelly crystals. So to this amount of yogurt, probably about a tablespoon of the jelly crystals is all you'll need. So just add those in. Of course, it's going to give it a little bit of a colour as well. And we like to always make things look inviting, particularly when we're encouraging our children to try new foods or eat more of the foods that we want them to eat. As I say, that one's well made if you do it a little bit ahead of time and pop it in the fridge and just let that jelly crystal work its magic there. So there you have our lovely fruit skewers and our 2 yummy dips. A great way to get the kids helping in the kitchen and consuming more fruit while developing their counting skills, recognising colours, shapes and sizes, and of course, developing their vocabularies when they tell you how yummy and delicious and luscious and awesome these fruit skewers and dips are. Well, I hope you all enjoy making and eating these great fruit skewers, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!